Hi everyone. Some of you may not know me. Some of you I think do know me. I'm Jonathan. I'm one of her nephews, Jane's nephews, and I'm not going to talk behind this podium. I'm going to try to do this in a way that she would want. So I'm just going to talk to you guys for a moment about the things that I experienced with Jane. Let's just talk about some things we all know about Jane. She was flamboyant. She entered the room and she changed the room. She entered the room and the temperature felt like it got a little bit warmer. The sun shone a little bit brighter through the windows. There was a little bit more love in the room and a little bit more laughter amongst people. That's what I remember. Jane loved the color pink. And she loved to wear some lipstick, and she loved to dye her hair blonde. And in fact, she would talk to me at length about how sometimes it didn't get blonde enough. And I would say, calm down with the bleach. And she would say, I love the smell of bleach. She did. And then I kind of got to love the smell of bleach myself. And then she would try to get me to dye my hair blonder. That's kind of how we went back and forth as a child. I have a lot of memories with Jane. She did stay with us a lot. She spent time with all of us, nieces and nephews, a lot. She loved being with children. And one of my first memories was helping her in her classroom, which was her true passion, was to help children and teach them. And so one of the first things I remember in my whole life was being on a ladder in her classroom, trying to hang something up way too high that I couldn't reach. And Linda Owens pops her head in the door like she always did, and she went, Jane, what are y'all doing in here? And I just tried to figure out what I was doing up on the ladder, and that was usually our relationship. She would have a vision of her classroom, and then I would have to try to get on the ladder with a hot glue gun and a hammer or whatever, and try to fix it the way she wanted. Because she had dreams and visions of everything. She was magic, and she was creative. And she always had this wonderful idea about how to make someone's life a little bit better than it was the day before. And to me, I believe that that was her superpower, was to be able to look at someone and see who they really were and to celebrate who they really were. And all of those days that I spent down at the classroom, especially in the summer, because when July came, she got antsy. You could see the wheels turning, and she was ready to get back in that classroom for the fall. And I would be like, it's just July, maybe we could take a little more time. But no. She got in that car, she had her big sunglasses on that she used to wear, the like stop signs. She had her earrings and her matching outfits, and we went to the schoolhouse. And every day again, Linda would pop in at the beginning and the end. We usually stayed way too late. The police came multiple times and said, you need to go home. You shouldn't be working up here in the schoolhouse at 1 o'clock in the morning. I didn't know that was weird. I thought everyone did that, right? And so time went by and I spent more and more time with her in her classroom. Later in life, I realized something about all of those days where we would decorate and prepare for the fall. I realized that while people may have thought that I was giving her a gift, I was the one who received the gift. I got to be with Jane all of those days, and I got to create apple trees and vines and Tarzan things and circus tents and Star Trek sets, because somehow that related to science, and tunnels for crawling through with mathematics, and apples everywhere for the fall. And every time October came on October the 1st, she said, Jonathan, this is my favorite day of the year. And I would say, why? And she would say, because it's the beginning of the holidays. We'll have Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, so we can all be with our families. And we get to do so many wonderful things together from now until the new year. And we would go to this Hills department store. I don't know if any of you remember Hills department store, okay? Yeah, it's like Walmart, but maybe not quite as cool. So, we would go to Hills, and on October 1st, they would put up all of the Halloween decorations. And I remember being a little kid and watching her face, this face, watching her face go through the Halloween costumes and think about what she was going to do and how she was going to bring that creativity and excitement to children. All across the land, she would inspire children. And I remember that the most And I remember thinking, as a young child, that she saw me. And sometimes when you're a young child, you don't believe anyone really gets you. You don't believe that anyone really sees you. You don't always feel important to people, to adults. You don't always feel like they get who you are. But when I was with Jane all of those days, one of the gifts that she gave me was that I always felt important and seen and loved. And that was the gift that I received. And I don't think I'll ever be able to convey how powerful and how wonderful that gift was until I get to join her in heaven one day. And then I can have her know what she did for me. Not what I did for her, what she gave me. And that day will be a joyous day. Just like right now, I'm pretty sure she's entertaining a group of people up in heaven and starting some shenanigans. I'm pretty sure about that. And what I would say is, while I'm having a really hard day, because there's a little part of me that's human and selfish, and I want more time with her. I've worked 50 days on a ladder, hanging decoration, if that's what it would take, to spend one more moment with her. But here we give her away. We give her to heaven. We give her to Jesus, so that she can bring joy to the Heavenly Father and everyone there. One day we'll get to see her and have that joy again. But for now, we have to move on and remember her for who she was. To, as the holiday season begins, maybe hang another star on the tree to bring in a little more bling, because that's what Jane would have wanted. Or maybe, when it's Halloween next year, put on a bigger mask or do something a little bit more surprising than you did the year before. Or maybe hug someone a little bit tighter as the holidays come. And when you need a reason for doing those things, those little extra things, remember, Jane would want it that way. Thank you.